The TVWAN News is proudly brought to you by
Hello and welcome. This is TVWAN News. I'm Rex Litter. In this edition, PNG prepares to exit grey listing at the earliest, funding a challenge to implement curriculum, and East New Britain PHA buys its own drugs. With PNG expected to be placed on the Financial Action Task Force grey list this month, Prime Minister James Marape has assured Papua New Guineans that the government is fully prepared to respond decisively should the country be placed on the FATF grey list. The Prime Minister said grey listing is not new to Papua New Guinea and that the government had already made significant progress in addressing outstanding compliance issues.
PNG was put on an increased monitoring status for 12 months following a 2024 assessment highlighting lack of criminal prosecutions, inadequate supervision of non-bank financial institutions, and low interagency cooperation. The government then established a National Coordination Committee to address the deficiencies identified by FATF. However, with the observation period ending in October, Prime Minister James Marape says the government and partners are now working to exit the grey listing early.
We're looking at if we do get into the grey list, we will get out of the grey list at the very earliest. But I cannot preempt the final runoff process. I think our inter-agency task force team who work on the grey list have just returned from Thailand, and they're still working through this, and we would be in a place, I would be in a place in terms of accurate advice when they've completed their work. But I want to give assurance to our country, let you lose no sleep over this one.
He said this is not the first time PNG will be grey listed. PNG was first grey listed in 2015 and said back then PNG was not in a strong position like it is today. And he is optimistic PNG can come out of this in a short period of time.
But I want to give assurance to the country, if we do go into grey list, we will get out at the very earliest. There are certain check boxes that we must check out on, and we're pretty much in control in majority of them. There are a few outstanding areas, and these outstanding areas include police mass arrest on those who are out there in society in terms of money laundering. So.
Prime Minister Marape highlighted major institutional and legislative reforms implemented since 2015, which have significantly strengthened Papua New Guinea's framework for combating money laundering and related financial crimes. These include the establishment of Independent Commission Against Corruption, or ICAC. He confirmed that he has already held high-level meetings with law enforcement agencies, the judiciary and other key institutions to ensure a coordinated national response. Ruth Rungula, TVWAN News.
Transparency International Papua New Guinea has released the 2025 Corruption Perceptions Index results, revealing a sharp decline in Papua New Guinea's score. With the 2027 national general elections approaching, these results highlight an urgent need for the government to protect the integrity of democratic processes.
Papua New Guinea scored 26 out of 100 on the 2025 Corruption Perception Index, or CIP, marking a significant 4-point drop from its 2024 score of 31. The CIP measures perceived public sector corruption based on expert assessments and business surveys, with 0 being highly corrupt and 100 being very clean. Transparency International Papua New Guinea, or TIPNG, revealed the 2025 results at a conference held yesterday in Port Moresby. TIPNG Chief Executive Officer Arian Kasman said a drop in PNG's 2025 CPI score is not an isolated result. It demonstrates a multi-year trend linked with the electoral cycle. PNG scores shows a pattern of slight improvement over 5 years, followed by a sharp decline during the election year, a cycle that must be broken to ensure a fair 2027 election.
For a lot of us, because we have dropped by 4 points as a country, but as our colleagues here on the panel have shared, this is an opportunity for all of us to ensure that we're engaging in making sure that we protect the integrity of the electoral process. We are 17 months away from the 2027 national general elections, and it's going to take everyone working together, coordinating between the Interdepartmental Elections Committee and, of course, under the leadership of the PNG Electoral Commission to ensure that we are prepared for 2027.
To secure a clean election, TIPNG is calling for prioritized action in 2 critical areas in 2026. The first being support for integrity institutions and processes and shield against risk to the 2027 elections.
Need to carry out the work that's needed, need to be properly funded and properly resourced, and we have a responsibility to ensure that we are communicating with members of parliament, with people that are in positions of authority, that the annual budget appropriation, whether it be for the Electoral Commission or for law enforcement agencies, are provided in a timely manner so that election preparation can commence.
PNG EC Elections Training Operation Manager Frida Josie said EC has implemented interventions such as the photo roll system to ensure transparency and safeguarding of the 2027 elections, but needs support from key government agencies.
Forward. It's not just about legal frameworks, but it's about sensitizing the general public to accepting the small changes to improve and integrating technology to improve the quality of the roll as one tiny aspect of improving overall elections in PNG.
Tracy Pa, TVWAN News.
The PNG LNG project has taken a major step forward, confirming funding and contract awards for Papua New Guinea's first ever floating storage and offloading facility. Malaysian company MISC Berhad has secured long-term agreements to deliver and operate the FSO, which will tie into the Kutubu pipeline system and support storage and offloading of crude oil and condensate from both Santos and ExxonMobil operations. The new FSO will hold 800,000 barrels and is designed for a 30-year lifespan, boosting production, reliability, and opening the door for future development opportunities across the country. The facility is expected to begin service in 2028. Education reforms under SBC 166 are reshaping classrooms across the country, but schools say the rollout is straining resources. One agency school head is calling for more realistic funding.
De La Salle Secondary School at TVWAN's education reforms under SBC 166 as training schools as funding shortages and curriculum changes undermine learning quality nationwide. In giving an example, the head teacher, Annette Ingrin, said this shuffle pushes upper secondary content to lower grades, and the subject making a living is proving to be a challenge.
Is a combination of 3 different subjects put together. Yes. But if we were able to separate it and then teach those three subjects and make it up as separate subjects, it would work well here in our school. Yeah, we could have secondary school teachers teach those subjects because the content itself has shifted. What used to be taught at grade 11 and 12 has now gone down to grade 9 and 10, and then the content in 9 and 10 has gone down to grade 7 and 8. Yeah, So the basic knowledge base to teach those, we already have it. I mean, it's just a shift in topics or units that have gone down to the different levels. Yeah.
Agency schools like De La Salle and Marineville have begun rolling out reforms across grade 9 to 12 and are preparing to introduce grade 7 next year. Feeder schools are also transitioning. Last year, De La Salle issued 458 certificates, reflecting its heavy workload. But funding remains the biggest hurdle. The government tuition fee, GTF, gives only about 18 kina per term per student. Late subsidies and soaring utility bills are putting schools under further pressure. Much of the funding is swallowed up by essential costs before learning materials are even considered. Despite this, De La Salle continues to maintain a conducive learning environment. But Ms. Ingren says government schools deserve the same quality. The school says grants would allow long-term investments in facilities and resources, bridging the gap between policy goals and classroom reality. Joanna Pile, TVWAN News.
Digicel PNG has paid tribute to one of its longest-serving and most influential leaders, Lorna McPherson, as she prepares to take on her new role as Chief Executive Officer of the PNG Chiefs. The farewell event held last night marked the end of more than 16 years of service and leadership at Digicel PNG.
Digicel PNG Chief Executive Officer Tariq Bodiev described Lorna McPherson as a fierce leader who lived and breathed the Digicel brand. He shared stories that captured her loyalty, courage, and deep commitment to both the company and the people of Papua New Guinea.
There are people who work for company and there are people who live for company. Lorna has always been the second kind.
Mr. Bodiev highlighted her fearless approach to protecting the Digicel brand and her passion for leadership, saying her impact will continue to be felt across the organization.
Lorna has just been a colleague. She has been a mentor. Lorna hasn't been just a colleague, but has been a mentor, a force of energy, a champion for progress.
While Digicel is sad to see her leave, the company says it is proud to see one of its own rise to lead an organization of national significance in rugby league. In her farewell address, an emotional Lorna McPherson reflected on her journey with Digicel and her deep connection to Papua New Guinea.
I love it. When I first arrived in Papua New Guinea, I genuinely had no idea how this country or the people would mean so much to me. And also how much Digicel would be part of my life. Sorry. Now I need to behave like a CEO. But what a journey it's been. From the first day, Digicel became more than a workplace. It became a family, and it became a purpose in my life, and it became my DNA.
She thanked colleagues, partners, and communities across the country, acknowledging the role Digicel Foundation played in changing lives in villages, schools, and health centers. As she steps into her new role as PNG Chief CEO, Lorna leaves behind a legacy of leadership, passion, and commitment. And as Digicel says goodbye, it also celebrates her next chapter with the PNG Chiefs. Carol Kidu Jr., TV1 News.
During the farewell, Lorna reflected on her years with Digicel and the legacy she leaves behind, not just in business, but in communities, culture, and at the national level.
In her farewell speech, an emotional Lorna spoke about purpose, leadership, and the deep connection she formed with Papua New Guinea over 16 years.
Is to stand in front of you as we celebrate, not me saying goodbye as well, but actually for me it's been an incredible journey over 16 years. When I first arrived in Papua New Guinea, I genuinely had no idea how this country or the people would mean so much to me.
She described Digicel as more than a company, saying it shaped her values, leadership style, and sense of purpose.
But what a journey it's been. From the first day, Digicel became more than a workplace. It became a family, and it became a purpose in my life, and it became my DNA.
One of the major parts of that journey, she says, was the work of the Digicel Foundation, supporting education, health, and communities across the country.
You know, one of the things too, Digicel Foundation really has been a huge part of my life. The work that we did in the communities across the years, the people we met, the projects that we supported, but those moments are going to stay with me forever. Seeing the impact that Digicel actually has in villages, unless you've been there, it's really not something that I can describe either.
She also reflected on a defining chapter in Digicel's history, the transition to Telstra, describing it as a moment of responsibility and respect for the company's legacy.
But for me, it's about honouring Digicel's legacy tonight and preparing PNG for a connected future. And I know that I'm leaving it in good hands with the team that's here.
Lorna spoke proudly of her identity with the company and the country, saying Papua New Guinea will always be part of who she is. As she prepares to lead the PNG Chiefs, Lorna says this moment is not a goodbye, but a celebration of shared achievements.
But tonight's not just a farewell, it's a celebration. It's a celebration of what we have all built together, because every single person in this room has been part of the journey.
Lorna McPherson leaves Digicel PNG with a legacy built on leadership, service, and heart, carrying forward lessons from Papua New Guinea into her next chapter with the PNG Chiefs. Carol Kiru Jr., TV1 News.
This is TV1 News. Among stories after the break, 800,000 kina spent on drugs and Laloke Goldie Road in dire state.
Banking doesn't have to be complicated. With PSP's One Talk Wallet, control your money wherever, whenever. Dial *131#, enter your PIN, select cash in or out, and generate a secure code to withdraw cash. It's the only wallet for cardless ATM withdrawals. Send and receive funds, pay for goods and bills, or withdraw cash with ease. All with PSP's One Talk Wallet. PSP's One Talk Wallet. Money made easy. Dial *131# today.
When you're all in, anything can happen. Grab a Coca-Cola and enjoy the moment.
A reminder to the general public that the due date for post-PNG private letterbox renewals is fast approaching. These are the first quarter renewal rates for 2026. Owning a private letterbox is important for the following reasons. Renew your private letterbox by paying at your nearest post office or through mobile banking. Post PNG's BSP account number 1000-58789 and email your payment description, box location, and box number to the PLB inquiries team. Renew your letterbox now and avoid being forfeited. Contact us for more information.
Cold Power's Citrus Blast uses stain-fighting active particles to remove dirt, grease and stains from your family's washing with less scrubbing and rubbing, reducing wear and tear and saving you time. Cold Power's Citrus Blast has an amazing citrus fragrance that gives that extra freshness that will last all day long.
Long year 2024, 7 baby I born one time HIV. HIV ikan go long baby long triple rot. Time mama ikat HIV, long time long carrying baby, na time baby is susu. Tasol yumi can help him bell mama, long look out him baby inside long bell. Go quick time long bell mama clinic na kisim antenatal check. Time yumi panim sick HIV area o time bell mama I positive penis. Early treatment I can save him baby. Give him baby healthy start long life. Stop him spread long sick HIV eagle long baby. This lutok sawe ikam long National AIDS Council Secretariat.
The Raiders pull out a green machine special.
Welcome back. Byron Chen has won the New Ireland provincial by-election, filling the vacancy left behind by his late father, Sir Julius Chen, following his passing in January 2025. Chen maintained a comfortable lead throughout the entire counting, with his only threat and close rivalry coming from Kepa's Aruban Wali. At the completion of the final elimination yesterday, Chen collected a winning total of 21,481 votes, while Wali collected 15,725 votes.
But it belongs to the people of New Ireland, those who stood in the long lines, who waited patiently, and who exercised their democratic right despite many challenges. You all have spoken clearly and decisively. I accept this mandate with humility and with a deep sense of responsibility.
The East New Britain Provincial Health Authority has spent approximately 800,000 kina to procure medical drugs and consumables for its health facilities in the province. Chief Executive Officer Dr. Ako Yap said, while this is the responsibility of the National Department of Health, the PHA was forced to use its own funds when its health facilities ran out of medical supplies.
Shortage in medical drugs and consumables has been a long-standing issue in the country, with hospitals and aid posts reporting minimum to no stock in late 2025 and early 2026. The East New Britain Provincial Health Authority was also affected by what was described as a multifaceted medicine shortage crisis that came about from a number of issues, such as inefficient procurement and supply chain management, corruption, and funding shortfalls.
The main thing is that everybody should understand that procurement and discipline of medical drugs and consumables is the responsibility of the National Department. They're supposed to buy the drugs and supply to us. At times, those things like come on time, and sometimes those drugs and consumables are not in the amount or value that we require.
Because of challenges faced with the distribution of medical consumables, Dr. Yap said the PHA had no choice but to step in and fill the gap using their operational funds that are needed to run the Provincial Health Authority. Mid-2025, the PHA spent around 800,000 kina to stock their shelves, with Dr. Yap saying in total they are supposed to have 472 drugs and items. However, they could only fill 50 to 60% of the quota. Furthermore, the ENB PHA has partnered with City Pharmacy Limited, with Dr. Yap saying they have established a 12,000 kina facility, and whenever there is a shortfall, they can get medical drugs and consumables on credit basis from CPL. Kamela Guare, TVWAN News.
The Goldie Barracks Road came under scrutiny during the Public Accounts Committee hearing into the Connect PNG program early this month. Deputy Chairman of the Public Accounts Committee, Kit Iduhu, revealed that 5 million kina has been allocated every year since 2022 for the upkeep of this road, but there was nothing to show on the ground. Instead, the potholes keep getting every year. Secretary for Works and Highways Gibson Holemba acknowledged the question and assured the committee that further discussions on the road will be formalized soon.
Deputy Chairman of the Public Accounts Committee, Kit Iduhu, expressed significant concerns about the road leading into Goldie Barracks in the Erie Koyari district. Iduhu highlighted that despite the government's annual allocation of 5 million kina for road maintenance, there has been a noticeable lack of progress, with potholes worsening year after year.
Under the Pukpuk Treaty, there's a lot of support being given to various sectors. One was given to defense, and there's a major investment, Australian taxpayers' money investment in the Goldie Barracks happening. How do you feel about the road that relates to that particular national infrastructure? Is that also something that qualifies to be serviced under Connect PNG?
In response to these concerns, Secretary for Works and Highways Gibson Holemba assured the committee that further discussions regarding the state of the road will be formalized soon.
Last year, government allocated 5 million kina for Goldie Barracks Road.
Every other year, it's been committed 5 million kina, nothing to show for. The potholes is like walking on Mars. The road from Laloki Junction to Goldie Barracks was a national, leading to a national asset.
National institution.
National institution, correct. Shouldn't that be important enough for the department to look into and take up?
We work with the Northeast District. They've already formulated a contract. Contractor has carried out some maintenance. We're working to...
That's not in Northeast District. The road is in Hiri Koyari.
Hiri Koyari, okay. We'll correct that. Very good, very good.
And there's a confusion on the ground that my district is taking the money that is not actually being there. So in my capacity as Deputy Chair of this committee, I want to understand more.
So we can discuss that with you and then look at how we can fixing it.
That would be a very good thing for those army.
You have to express your conflict of interest.
No conflict there, sir. It's a national asset. I am a national leader. And as national leaders, we have obligation to our national people.
While acknowledging the good intentions and positive impact of Connect PNG, the committee has also raised concerns about governance and financial management arrangements surrounding the program. In its inquiry, the committee has directed the Connect PNG board through the Department of Works and Highways to urgently establish a Connect PNG trust fund by February 24, 2026 to strengthen accountability, transparency and foresight of the program. The committee further stated that good governance framework will ensure long-term success of the program and protect the investment made on behalf of the people of Papua New Guinea. Freddie Moe, TVWAN News.
Following the incident in Hula Central Province last weekend, the community has raised the need to enforce laws, especially the village bylaws as outlined in the Village Schools Amendment Act 2014 at the local level. This, they say, is to prevent locals as well as outsiders from taking the law into their own hands. Hula Community Law and Order Chairman emphasized this during Monday's community meeting in Hula Village.
The village bylaws are stipulated in the Village Courts Amendment Act 2014 and empowers local magistrates to enforce custom, mediate disputes, and maintain peace. These courts handle minor offenses like fighting, sorcery, theft of less than 100 kina, and civil disputes like bride price and land use. They use the customary laws in restorative justice to avoid more serious conflicts. Given the turn of events recently in Hula, leaders there highlighted the need to look into this act and implement them. Law and Order Chairman for Hula Community Joe Puatiriva also suggested the use of the new Terrorism Act to address law and order issues.
Yeah, well, in future, we have our bylaws in place.
So we are going to do actually just like the foreigners that are coming into the village and causing incidents. According to our bylaws, we have the Terrorism Act there. I think we are going to comply those terrorism acts to the people who come and breach our laws.
He stressed that the incident that occurred in Hula Village several days ago of burning of houses and unmarked police vehicles highlighted the need for firm enforcement of village bylaws.
The suspects who burned the houses down, we really want them to compensate the family because they are homeless now, the two families. So we want them to compensate the family. And also regarding the vehicle, I'm pretty sure that they have insurance cover, but whatever the owner of the vehicle wants for the community to do, then we will apply according to that.
Furthermore, Hula community and other neighboring villages are planning to carry out awareness about the village bylaws in a bid to remind people that they should live within the confines of law.
Having these the rightful legal procedures to take place and bringing our people to justice, our youths out to go through the legal proceedings is the only possible and the right procedure to help our community maintain and regain its peace.
Jasmine Rojak, TVWAN News.
Miss Pacific Islands pageant contestants were welcomed today to the home of the Fijian Drua, where they experienced firsthand the heart of Fiji's rugby excellence.
The Queens toured the Drua headquarters and were introduced to the team's high-performance training environment, gaining insight into the preparation, discipline and teamwork required at the professional level. During the visit, the contestants stepped onto the field, symbolically embracing the Drua spirit, values of resilience, unity and determination that reflect the wider Pacific identity. Both the pageant and rugby organizers noted that both rugby and pageantry share common principles: leadership, strength, cultural pride, and representing one's people with honor. The visit formed part of the official Miss Pacific Islands pageant program currently underway in Fiji. Supporters are now being encouraged to attend the upcoming Super Rugby Pacific Clash this Saturday, 14 February, when the Drua face Moana Pacifica at the Churchill Park in Lautoka. The contestants expressed gratitude to the Drua family for the warm Pacific welcome. Carol Kidu Jr., TV1 News.
In financial news, the kina closed lower at $0.2333 US in the interbank market. At the South Pacific, our kina was buying $0.2258 US, 0.3157 Australian dollars, 0.1817 euro, and 34.57 Japanese yen. Looking at commodity prices at New York close, gold, crude oil, and copper closed higher. Coffee and cocoa closed lower, and palm oil closed the day unchanged. And on the stock market, the Dow Jones closed higher, ASX closed higher, and all ordinaries closed higher as well. TV1 News continues when we return. Stay with us.
For too long, banking has felt out of reach for many. But now, PSP's OneTalk wallet is here to change that. Send and receive money, pay bills, and top up. It's your money, wherever, whenever. Because at PSP, we are committed to improving how our customers connect to our OneTalks, to our family, to the ones we love. PSP's OneTalk wallet. Money made easy. Dial *131# for everyone.
Tell him shorty come get it in. Come grind on me, but met it in. Mommy get loose, get loose, get loose. Pepsi in my hand, ice cold, no excuse. I tell him who's gonna bring that groove down. Pepsi with the fresh sound. Tell him who's gonna bring that groove down. Pepsi with that fresh sound. Pepsi, give me some Pepsi, Pepsi, you like it? Pepsi, you like it? Pepsi,
Head back to school with Colgate and Protex. Win big.
big, lots of great prizes to win for your school. To enter, use your favorite Colgate and Protex products. Keep all your empty packets, take them to school, and give them to your teacher. Visit the Colgate Pacific PNG Facebook page for more info on how to register. Win school supplies, sporting equipment, and more, all for your school with Colgate and Protex. Promotion ends March 31st, 2026.
Meet UmiPay, your digital wallet from TISA Bank. Your gateway to seamless transactions. Withdraw cash anytime at your nearest TISA agent. Send money to family and friends anytime, anywhere. Top up and pay with just a scan. From taxis to coffee and small businesses, UmiPay makes every payment simple. UmiPay, powered by TISA Bank.
Join me, Tracy Pa, every Sunday for in-depth interviews,
4 days activity, we restored the vision of almost 200 patients.
profiles, and reports on scope.
The MSG Prime Minister's Cup is aimed to foster unity.
It's a cracker!
PNG Gold came out on top.
Only on TVWAN.
Thanks for staying with us. The member for Kairuku and Minister for Energy, Peter Isoaimo, is calling for stronger cooperation between the central provincial government and district administrations to deliver real development. His call for cooperation was made during the passing of the 2026 central provincial budget yesterday.
During the debate on the 345.25 million kina 2026 Central Provincial Budget yesterday, Minister Isoaimo said development will only be meaningful when funding is properly shared and implemented at district level. He said Kairuku district, with a population of over 100,000 people, receives only 10 million kina annually, making it difficult to meet growing needs in health, education, infrastructure, and economic development. A major concern raised was road infrastructure. The district allocates 3 million kina each year under DSIP for feeder roads, but Isoaimo said this is not enough to fix and maintain the large network connecting rural communities to markets, schools, and clinics. He has formally requested 5 million kina from the provincial government to rehabilitate feeder roads during the dry season, stressing that some of these roads fall under provincial responsibility. The minister also highlighted the importance of Papua LNG, especially the Orinara Road corridor, saying coordinated planning could unlock long-term benefits. He urged leaders to move beyond political rhetoric and focus on practical solutions for the people of Kairuku. Carol Kiru Jr., TV1 News.
The United Church in Papua New Guinea announced today the passing of Reverend Bernard Siai, former moderator of the United Church in Papua New Guinea. This news team interviewed late Reverend Bernard in April 2024 regarding his farewell as moderator and his final visit to the United Church circuits in PNG.
This year will be my 12th year
Late Reverend Bernard Siai was the sixth moderator of the United Church in PNG, serving the United Church in PNG as moderator from 2012 to 2024. TV1 News was privileged to meet up with the late Reverend in April 2024 during his final visits to the United Church circuits in PNG. On his 12th year as the moderator, he officially stepped down and passed the role to current moderator, Reverend Garo Kilagi. During this meeting, he outlined the challenges faced by the church, particularly in church leadership, and said the future of UCPNG is dependent on the characters of leaders and should be guided by the principles of the Bible. One of the achievements in his time was the completion of the United Church Constitution, which took them 5 years to draft.
Of course I do. I am satisfied. I know I may not have done many things, but at the end of the day, I am satisfied that I have led the church this far. And when we visited the regions, there are a lot of expressions given by our people congratulating us for leading the church. So we feel we are satisfied, both myself and my wife.
His leadership, pastoral heart, and dedication to the life and witness of the United Church in PNG has left a lasting and enduring impact on the church and the nation. Jasmine Rujak, TV1 News.
Prime Minister James Marape has commanded the leadership of Kutubu local level government for driving development at the local level. Under the leadership of Kutubu LLG President John Pipikila, the LLG is undergoing major infrastructure development like never before.
Since becoming the president of Kutubu LLG, John Pipikila has demonstrated that effective leadership is not defined by formal education or academic credentials, but rather by a strong determination and commitment to serve the community. His leadership has garnered recognition, including commendation from Prime Minister James Marape, highlighting Kila's dedication to bringing essential services and development to the people of Kutubu.
President John Kila Pipi, thank you so much. President, you want election man to them, you want that. No, get stop the Mosby, stop the place. Me, how do you make it plan a good law? Stop here, and make it work. Stop the place. You stop the place. You stop, now it's 3 corners, so look side, then look back, the carry the place. You stop the triple talk place to Misa. Talk less of Wasabi, talk less of Hulina, talk less of Nipa, so you number man, you stop straight.
Since the onset of the Kutubu oil project in 1992, the region had seen limited progress in terms of infrastructure and community services. However, under Kila's stewardship, there is a growing sense of optimism among residents as they begin to witness tangible developments. This shift indicates that through grassroots leadership, focused vision, and the right drive, it is possible to enact meaningful change in marginalized areas.
Moses go out from Egypt taking 40 years walk about the wilderness. You know, approaching 40 years yet. Nations are not built overnight. Visions in us come up, realize overnight. Things take time. Some of the reason why we had to walk, our children of Israel had to walk 40 years in the wilderness, isolating, no good person. I want the first thing to go inside to a better future of the nation of Israel. Close to by 40 years since Kutubu oil, long 2032. 40 years of Kutubu with oil and gas will happen in 2032. Don't lose hope. All blood Lomilo Kutubu, no can lose hope.
Ongoing projects under Kila's leadership includes the new police station at Pimaga, police accommodation, assistance to churches, assistance to schools and to youths and mothers. President Kila's story serves as an inspiration, illustrating that effective leadership comes in various forms and can emerge from any background. His success in advocating for his community shows the importance of local leaders in addressing the needs and aspirations of their constituents and fosters hope for continued progress in Kutubu. Freddie Mo, TVWAN News.
Turning abroad, the Prime Minister has urged all Australians to turn the temperature down. His plea comes as he joined the Israeli president in Sydney late today to meet victims of the Bondi terror attack. Isaac Herzog also spent time visiting Jewish school children.
A guard of honour for the guest of honour. Israeli President Isaac Herzog taking his time to greet children at this Jewish school in Sydney's east. Security outside Moriah College was tight. The president's schedule remains closely guarded amid concerns about protests. Last night, as pro-Palestine protesters clashed with police across the city, President Herzog addressed thousands of Jewish Australians at the convention centre.
And I'm here also to reinvigorate the important relations between our two strong democracies.
This afternoon, it was back to Bondi, this time joined by the Prime Minister to meet families at the Bondi Chabad, the religious home of many of those killed.
It's very good thing that he came here to Australia and that I'm able to see him here.
President Herzog met with the Governor-General here at Government House today before meeting with some of the first responders of the December 14 attack in a private reception. Still to come in his trip, a visit to Melbourne and to Canberra, where more controversy awaits.
President Herzog should not set foot in Australia's democratic building, our federal parliament.
He is here primarily to provide comfort for people who not only need it, but they deserve it at this time. And I will not, as a number of the crossbenchers have suggested, walk away from my support for his presence here.
A forceful defence of someone the Prime Minister says deserves respect.
And that ends the news segment. Next in sports, BFPNG ready for Glasgow and CLS prepares for qualifier.
PNG's favorite soft drink now in bottles. GoSport brings you fresh, bold flavors in brand new 500ml bottles. Taste the rainbow. More freshness, more flavor, more fun. Lime, orange, raspberry, and pineapple. Proudly made in PNG. Proudly GoSport.
Life is about making memories, sharing new adventures. Go beyond the familiar. Don't let bacteria hold you back from experiencing the world. Protex uses natural antibacterial protection with flaxseed oil and eliminates 99.9% of bacteria. Free yourself. Go beyond with Protex.
Long year 2024, 7 pla baby I born one time HIV. HIV ikan go long baby long triple rot. Time bel mama ikat HIV, long time long karing baby, na time baby isusu. Tasol yumi can help him bel mama, long look out him baby inside long bell. Go quick time long bel mama clinic, na kisim antenatal check. Time yumi panim sick HIV area, o time bel mama I positive penis, early treatment I can save him baby. Give him baby healthy start long life. Stop him spread long sick HIV ego long baby. This na talk sawa ikam long National AIDS Council Secretariat.
Always on WhatsApp? Then this is your style of banking with TISA. Check your account balance or even chat with a TISA bank agent. Get started today by following these simple steps. 1. Save TISA Bank's official WhatsApp number in your phone. 2. Open WhatsApp and send a simple hi. 3. Follow the menu to start banking. It's that easy. TISA Bank. Banking on change.
Here is Patricia. What's on a chance here? The Kennedy goes in. It's the Flickwater. It's the fourth.
For everyone watching around the world, if you haven't already got it sorted, grab the popcorn, settle it on the couch. This is set to be something special.
Open passage to the line. He goes over to score. Try. It's Indigenous and the Maori. The tradition continues underway. He puts the Indigenous All-Stars back in front. It's amazing! Try! It's a try!
Welcome back. President of PNG Basketball, David Peters, is amongst one of the happiest people after receiving news of PNG's participation at the Glasgow Commonwealth Games in July. This marks PNG's first participation in the Commonwealth Games. Basketball Federation of Papua New Guinea was informed a few weeks ago that its women's 3x3 team has secured a place in the 2026 Commonwealth Games that will be hosted in Glasgow, Scotland this July. President of Basketball PNG, David Peters, said it happened so fast for the team following their strong run in the recent Oceania event last year where they won. He said his players and the executives have been working hard to promote basketball in PNG, and this is a fitting reward for their hard work. This achievement also highlights the rise of women's sport in Papua New Guinea, with more young female athletes now taking up basketball at school and in communities. Peters said his team is expected to begin training and preparation soon with plans. Peters said his team is expected to begin training and preparation soon with plans to get some international exposure ahead of the Glasgow Games. The Glasgow Games will be a tough challenge, but PNG players have proven themselves in the region and are ready to take on the challenge. The 2026 Commonwealth Games in Glasgow will be competitive, and PNG's performance will come down to their preparation. 3x3 basketball is played with 3 players on the court and one substitute. Games are shorter and faster than traditional 5-on-5 format. It has become one of the most exciting events at the Commonwealth Games, with quick scoring, tough defense and constant movement. Meanwhile, athletics PNG's major focus for this year will be to put together a best team for the 2026 Glasgow Commonwealth Games. It will start with the Oceania Championship in Darwin in May. Athletics PNG says they will prioritize athletes that have begun their preparations early and have shown that they can be competitive at big events. This is to ensure PNG track and field athletes will put in good performance on the international level. Athletics PNG further says selection for Commonwealth Games will be based on performances in 2025, and the Justification Committee of the PNG Olympic Committee is expected to nominate some of their best talents to Glasgow. The 2026 Glasgow Commonwealth Games will be held in Scotland from July to August. The Cricket PNG Junior Female National Training Squad, PNG Cialas, is currently ramping up their preparation with approximately 5 weeks before the World Club Qualifier in April this year. From an initial squad of 42 girls picked from the various local clubs in the domestic Port Moresby Club competition, they currently have 22 players going through the final vetting process before selectors settle on a final 16 women squad.
The Cialas, under the watchful eyes of former PNG batsman and rookie coach Jason Killer, who is putting into practice his coaching skill and ability after attaining a Level 1 coaching certification recently. Killer said the squad is made up of both students and non-students, and so training schedules have been done accordingly. He said the training has been more on basic skills and techniques around batting, fielding and bowling.
They come from the clubs, the POMCA clubs, the ladies team, and then we got 42 of them from there. From those trial matches that we played last year or last month, and we cut the squad down to 22. So we select more batters. So we have to concentrate on our batting. Our bowling is very good at the moment. Our focus will be doing the skills, more skills in batting, fielding, and bowling. We have to do extras as well. In time, we got 5 weeks to train. So the non-schooling ones come in the morning, and the schooling ones come in the afternoon after the classes. And that's what we do. We concentrate on more batting and fielding.
Kila also explained that from the 22 girls, the selection process continues with trial matches on Saturdays for the next 5 weeks before they confirm their final 16 players. Looking across the park, majority of the girls are new except for 5 who recently travelled with the seniors, the PNG Lovers, to Brisbane recently and are already in the system. Kila also provided an insight into the upcoming Under-19 girls tournament against other Pacific neighbors including Samoa, Fiji, Vanuatu and Thailand. Only one team from the tournament will qualify for the World Cup.
Yeah, majority of them are new. Only 2, a couple of players they are in the system with Levas as well. They train with them, and some 5 girls travel with the Levas in Brisbane for the training, and then they came back and they joined us as well. We'll be up against Samoa, Fiji, Vanuatu, Thailand.
When reflecting on his short coaching career so far, Kila was excited for the opportunity to share his cricketing experience and mentor the next generation of female cricketers.
It's been nice, but from when you were playing, you just come in and train as well. But from training, you have to plan things up and then help the girls and do what they want to do, and then you have to give time for them as well, the extras. So far, so good. Everything is going well. Yeah.
Terry Long with TV1 Sports.
The National Capital District Volleyball Association will officially open its 2026 season this Saturday at the Taurama Aquatic Indoor Centre in Port Moresby. Association President Wali Irau has confirmed that competition returns to the court on February 14th, beginning with the 3-week pre-season tournament.
The launch follows what Association President Wali Irau described as a smooth and successful 2025 season, with strong participation and support from clubs and the wider volleyball community. The pre-season competition is designed to strengthen unity among players and supporters while allowing clubs to finalize their team rosters and divisions ahead of the main season. It will also help new players settle into their respective clubs. So far, 12 teams from 6 confirmed clubs have registered to compete. These clubs are Jogu, Eka Kerebua, Matala, Vailima, Phoenix, and Kaugere Isapea. 2 more club positions remain open as organizers finalize preparations. To boost excitement, cash prizes will be awarded during the pre-season tournament as part of the association's Keep the Ball Flying campaign. Prize amounts are expected to be confirmed in the coming days. With strong interest already shown, the NCDVA is encouraging clubs, players and fans to return to the indoor courts and build on last year's success as the 2026 volleyball season gets underway. Carol Kiru Jr., TV1 Sports.
Melbourne, Australia will host round 3 of the OFC Pro League, kicking off later this month. The third round of the competition will see 15 matches held across 2 venues in Melbourne, at the home of the Matildas and Olympic Village, from the 21st of February to the 4th of March.
All 8 clubs will play at least 3 matches, with 6 clubs playing 4 and 3 round 1 fixtures rescheduled. The opening 2 rounds of the OFC Pro League laid the foundation for what has been a competitive inaugural season. Round 1 marked the historic launch of the competition, with 8 clubs getting their first opportunity to test skills, tactics and depth in a league format designed to raise standards. Round 1 marked the historic launch of the competition, with 8 clubs getting their first opportunity to test skills, tactics and depth in a league format designed to raise professional standards across Oceania. Several closely contested matches highlighted the growing parity between teams, while early points proved crucial in shaping the league table. Momentum continued in round 2, where teams began to settle into the demands of the competition. Improved performances, tactical adjustments and standout individual displayed underscored the intensity of the Pro League as clubs pushed to strengthen their positions ahead of the mid-season fixtures, with the standings tightening after 2 rounds. Round 3 in Melbourne is set. Susan Oreape, TV1 Sports.
That wraps up the sports segment. Now the weather. In regional forecast, southern Port Moresby, partly cloudy with chances of few showers. Alatau, rain showers and possible thunderstorms. Momase, Ley, partly cloudy with periods of rain and possible thunderstorms. Madang, periods of rain and possible thunderstorms. New Guinea Islands, Lorengau, partly cloudy with few showers and possible thunderstorms. TVWAN, chances of rain showers and possible thunderstorms. And Highlands region, Goroka, Kundiawa and Buns, cloudy with periods of rain and possible thunderstorms. Ocean forecast for PNG areas for the next 24 hours. Coral Sea, sea slight to moderate, becoming rough at times with west to northwest winds of 10 to 20 knots, reaching 25 to 33 knots at times along eastern sector. Solomon Sea, sea slight with northwesterly to southwest winds of 5 to 15 knots. Bismarck Sea, sea slight with northwest winds of 10 to 15 knots. Pacific Ocean, sea slight with northwest winds of 5 to 15 knots. And coastal waters forecast. Waters of southern PNG Indonesian border to Daru to Kioi Island, Kerema, Yule Island could point to Samarai Island. Seas 1 to 2 meters, rising to 3 meters at times along warning areas. Waters of Cape Vogel to Huon Gulf to Finsafen through Vitia Strait to Siasi Long Island to Madang. Seas 0.5 to 1.3 meters. And that has been another edition of TV1 News. Good night.
The TV1 News was proudly brought to you by